This video will contain minor spoilers for The Last Jedi. Twitter user @KyloRen found a very fun connection between Rogue One and The Last Jedi. As Jyn and Cassian search for the Death Star plans, they pass by some information for hyperspace tracking, which is a technology that's finally usable by the time of The Last Jedi. That little mention got me wondering if The Last Jedi will have any connections with Solo, a Star Wars story, and I've come up with two so far. First would be the dice from the Millennium Falcon that are heavily featured in two scenes. Those dice began as a simple joke in A New Hope. You can see them hanging up in one scene as Chewie boards the Falcon, and they're never seen again in the original trilogy. They were brought back in The Force Awakens, and the visual dictionary for the film provides us with an interesting note on their importance. Dice were used to play a Sabacc variant known as Corellian Spike. Those exact dice were used in the game in which Han won the Millennium Falcon from Lando Calrissian. Disney CEO Bob Iger has said that Solo, a Star Wars story, will include Han acquiring a certain vehicle, so even before The Last Jedi, I figured we'd see the dice again. But now that they've been so heavily featured in the film, I think it's a perfect and sensible way to connect the two movies. Next up, we're going to talk about Canto Bight and specifically its location in the galaxy. This time we're using the visual dictionary for The Last Jedi, which says Cantonica is located within the distant corporate sector of space, a fiefdom where corporate entities are given free rein to govern their own territory. Fans of Han's backstory in Star Wars Legends will immediately recognize the corporate sector as the setting for the Han Solo Adventures trilogy. The corporate sector has already been mentioned in multiple canon stories, but the fact that we have now specifically visited one of its planets and are becoming even slightly more familiar with it on the big screen makes me think Solo could revisit that corner of the galaxy. We know the Empire will have a place in the new film, but I think it would be great if they weren't the main antagonist. Let's take a break from the Sith and the fascists and see Han go up against the security police, or ESPOs as they're called in universe. The corporate sector authority would still be formidable enemies because they still have their own warships and military according to Legends. I'm far less certain about seeing the corporate sector in the film, but Pablo Hidalgo has expressed his love for the Han Solo Adventures before. I could see him campaigning for it to appear on the big screen. On the other hand, he could have just included that sentence in the visual dictionary as a nod to a story he enjoys and nothing more. It sounds like Solo will cover multiple years of the smuggler's life, and we know we'll see Corellia and Kessel, but I hope at least part of the film will involve some allusions to Han's Legends past. Those are really the only two possible connections I caught. Did you see anything else that might bridge the two films? Let me know in the comments. Did you have any questions about The Last Jedi? Leave those in the comments as well. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.